You've put in the weeks. You watered, you fertilized, you babied those pepper plants. And yet something is still wrong. What if I told you the problem isn't your soil, your watering schedule, or even your seeds? What if the real culprit is silently growing right next to your peppers today? I'm going to reveal the 7 plants you need to stop growing beside your bell peppers immediately and exactly what to plant instead, so your harvest actually thrives. And here's the thing, some of these bad neighbors are doing 2 kinds of damage at once. They're either competing with your peppers for water and nutrients, or they're acting like a welcome mat for the exact pests you've been battling. I'm talking about thrips, the ones many of you have mentioned in the comments. If you've ever dealt with those tiny, destructive little insects wrecking your pepper leaves, stay tuned, because what you plant next to your peppers is a huge part of that equation. Let's get into it. Section 2, the 7 bad neighbors. Bad neighbor has honed fennel, the silent growth killer. Fennel looks harmless. It's beautiful, it smells amazing, and it grows fast. But fennel is basically the bully of the garden. It releases natural chemicals into the soil, a process called allelopathy, and those chemicals actively suppress and stunt the growth of most vegetables growing around it, including your bell peppers. If your peppers seem like they just stopped growing, and fennel is anywhere nearby, that could be your answer. Fennel doesn't play well with others. It doesn't compete fair. It poisons the ground it lives in, and your pepper plants quietly suffer for it while you're out there wondering what you did wrong. The fix is simple, but firm fennel needs to be completely isolated in its own container or a separate bed, far away from your peppers. It's a wonderful plant on its own, but it is not a team player, and your peppers will pay the price every single time you treat it like one. Keep fennel far away from your pepper bed, no exceptions. Bad neighbor #2, broccoli, and brassicas. The pest magnet. Next up, broccoli and the entire Brassica family. That includes cabbage, kale, cauliflower, and Brussels sprouts. These are popular, productive vegetables, but here's the problem. Brassicas are like a 5-star hotel for aphids and diamondback moths. These pests absolutely love them, and once they've set up camp on your brassicas, it doesn't take long for them to migrate right over to your pepper plants. But it goes even deeper than that. Brassicas and bell peppers have completely different watering needs. Brassicas are heavy drinkers. They want cool, moist soil. Bell peppers want warmth, and they hate sitting in wet, soggy ground. When you plant them in the same bed and try to keep both happy, what almost always happens is your pepper bed ends up overwatered. I see this in your comments all the time. Yellowing leaves, root problems, plants that look stressed for no obvious reason, and the culprit is often a thirstier neighbor, pulling the watering schedule in the wrong direction. Don't plant brassicas anywhere near your peppers. Separate the pest neighborhoods and fix the watering conflict at the same time. Bad neighbor #3, potatoes. The disease risk. This one is critical. Potatoes should never share space with your bell peppers. Potatoes and peppers are both in the Solanaceae family, they're cousins, and that means they're vulnerable to the exact same soil-borne diseases. The most dangerous one is blight. Once blight takes hold in your soil, it doesn't stay politely on your potato plants. It spreads through the soil, it travels, and your peppers become the next target. Think of it like 2 people with the same immune weakness living in the same house. The moment one of them gets sick, you already know where it's going. That's exactly what happens between potatoes and peppers, sharing the same growing space. The soil between them becomes a highway for disease, and by the time your peppers are showing symptoms, it's already too late to reverse it. Keep potatoes on the complete opposite side of your garden from your peppers, and pay close attention to the crop rotation tip I'll be sharing at the end of this video, because it ties directly into this. The rule is simple: potatoes and peppers do not belong in the same bed, ever. Bad neighbor #4, apricots. The surprising one. This one catches almost everybody off guard: apricot trees. Most gardeners don't think twice about planting vegetables near a fruit tree. The tree is established, it seems harmless, it's just sitting there. But apricot trees are highly prone to fungal diseases, and those fungal spores don't stay up in the branches where you can see them. They fall to the ground. They live in the soil beneath the tree's canopy. They travel through the air, And bell peppers are surprisingly susceptible to picking those same fungal infections up. If you plant your peppers under or near an apricot tree, especially within the drip line, where fallen fruit and pooling moisture create the perfect fungal environment, you're setting your peppers up for a problem that might not show up right away, but will absolutely catch up with you. Give your peppers as much distance from your apricot tree as your garden space will allow. It's a small move that saves a lot of heartache. Bad neighbor #5 pole beans, the shade thief. Here's one that's a little more nuanced, pole beans, and this one requires some explanation because beans aren't inherently bad. In fact, beans fix nitrogen in the soil, which sounds like a fantastic thing for your peppers. And bush beans, planted at a safe distance, can actually be fine neighbors. The problem is specifically with pole beans, which grow tall and aggressive and fast. Bell peppers are sun lovers. They need direct, full sunlight to produce those thick, sweet fruits we're all after. When you plant pole beans near your peppers, those vines climb and spread, and before long they're casting shade across your pepper bed during the exact hours your peppers need to be soaking up energy from the sun. Add in the fact that beans and peppers have different watering preferences, and you've got the same overwatering trap we talked about with brassicas. Gardeners trying to keep both plants happy in the same space almost always end up giving the peppers too much water in the process. If you want beans near your pepper bed, go with bush varieties and give them plenty of space. Pole beans need to stay far away. Bad neighbor #6 eggplant. Too close for comfort. Up next, and this one is really about the long game eggplant. Like potatoes, eggplant is in the same Solanaceae family as peppers, and this is where the lesson gets bigger than just one season. When you grow eggplant and peppers together in the same space, or even rotate them into the same beds year after year, you're building up a dangerous concentration of shared pests and diseases in your soil. Bacterial wilt, pepper weevils, spider mites, all of these thrive across the entire Solanaceae family. And every season you plant them together, you're stacking the odds higher against yourself. Your plants might look completely fine this year, but the damage is happening in the soil beneath them. And next season, or the one after it, will show itself. Rotate eggplant out. Don't let it share a bed with your peppers, and never put it in a bed where your peppers were growing last season. Bad neighbor #7 strawberries, the deadliest neighbor. And saving the worst for last, strawberries. I know what you're thinking, strawberries. They're tiny, they're sweet. They look adorable in a garden bed. How dangerous could they possibly be? Here's the answer: very. Strawberries are highly prone to verticillium wilt, a soil fungus that doesn't go away easily once it's in your ground. It can persist for years. And for bell peppers, verticillium wilt is essentially a death sentence. This disease attacks the plant's entire vascular system. It shuts down the plant's ability to move water and nutrients from the roots upward. And by the time you see it, the wilting that won't recover, the yellowing leaves, the plant collapsing from the inside out, it is almost always too late to do anything about it. This is not a risk worth taking. Keep strawberries completely out of your pepper beds. If strawberries have grown in a bed before, give that soil at least 2 full seasons before you plant peppers there. Section 3, the solution. The best friends. All right, now for the good news. Because for every bad neighbor we just talked about, there are companion plants that will make your pepper plants healthier, more productive, and better protected from the exact pests that have been causing you problems. Here are the 3 you should be planting right now. Best friend Basil, the flavor booster and pest defender. Basil is the classic pepper companion, and it earns that reputation every single season. Basil's aromatic oils are naturally repellent to a number of common garden pests, and one of the most important ones for you pepper growers is thrips. The same oils that make basil smell incredible in your kitchen are deeply confusing and off-putting to thrips. They don't want to be near it, which means planting basil generously around your pepper plants creates a natural, chemical-free barrier against the exact pest so many of you have been fighting. On top of that, many experienced gardeners and some research suggests that basil actually improves the flavor of nearby peppers. And the best part? Basil loves the same warm, sunny, well-drained conditions your peppers thrive in. Same sunlight, similar watering needs, and genuine mutual benefits. Plant basil around the base of your pepper plants and let it work for you all season long. Best friend #2 Marigolds, the biofilter. If you only add one companion plant to your entire pepper garden, make it marigolds. Marigolds are legendary in the gardening world, and there's a very real reason they keep coming up in every conversation about companion planting. They release compounds through their roots that naturally deter nematodes, the microscopic soil organisms that silently attack and damage plant root systems. If you've ever had plants that look healthy above ground but just don't perform, nematode damage in the roots could be exactly why. Beyond the soil, marigolds also repel aphids, whiteflies, and several other insects that would otherwise make a home on your pepper plants. They're bright, they're beautiful, they're incredibly low maintenance, and they earn their space every single day they're in the ground. Plant marigolds as a full border around your pepper bed. Think of them as your garden's security system, always on, always working. Best friend #3 onions and garlic. Nature's pest repellent. Rounding out your pepper's dream team, onions and garlic. These two work through the same basic principle. Their strong sulfur-based compounds act as a natural deterrent for a wide range of common pepper pests, including aphids, spider mites, and beetles. They don't need much space, they don't compete aggressively with your peppers for water or nutrients, and they tuck in perfectly around the edges of a pepper bed without getting in the way. Onions and garlic are the kind of companion plants that do quiet, powerful work all season without asking for much in return. They're one of the easiest additions you can make to your pepper garden, and the protection they offer is consistent and real. Tuck onions and garlic around the edges of your pepper bed and let them do their thing. Before I let you go, here is your pro tip, and this one ties everything we covered today together. Crop rotation. If tomatoes were growing in that bed last year, do not plant peppers there this year. Tomatoes are in the same Solanaceae family as peppers, and they leave behind the same soil vulnerabilities we've been talking about all video. Rotating peppers into a fresh bed each season dramatically reduces your disease pressure, pest buildup, and nutrient depletion over time. Move your peppers to fresh ground. Give your old beds a break from the Solanaceae family. It's a simple habit that makes an enormous difference year over year. Now I want to hear from you. After everything we covered today, what is the one plant you will never grow next to your bell peppers again? Drop it in the comments below. I read every single one, and your comments are what shaped these videos. Today's episode came directly from how many of you kept bringing up thrips in the comments. So, keep that conversation going. Thank you so much for watching. Keep growing, and I'll see you in the next harvest.